Thailand versus Cambodia conflict due to the Shiva temple. It's not due to the Shiva temple. That is not the cause of the conflict. The Shiva temple is a symptom of what has gone wrong. The conflict is not, the temple is not the cause of the conflict. Okay, I'll explain what it is. New possible proxy war loading between communists versus freedom and democracy. What freedom? What democracy? There's no freedom, democracy anywhere in the world. It's all an illusion. Interestingly, the temple complex is situated on a 400-meter cliff. Okay, now what's the deal? Let us understand what this conflict is about. Now, I had this series called Geostrategy, in which I have spoken about this, but maybe YouTube has curtailed the reach. Maybe nobody watched it. Whatever. Let me explain again to those of you who are watching now and those of you who will watch when after this is live. See, first of all, this temple, the Priyavihar temple, it was built. The construction started more than 1,000 years ago. It was one of the Khmer kings, Surya Varman first or second or somebody. You can look up the names. It was a Khmer king who built it, and the temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva, of course. And it's an interesting temple. It's laid out in a north-south alignment instead of an east-west alignment that is typical of other temples in the region. We can even look it up, but I'll just explain. So that's what the temple is. It's a very ancient temple. It's a Khmer era temple. 1,000 years ago it was built. Now, why is there a dispute about this? That's the real matter that we would discuss. It's obviously both nations, Thailand and Cambodia, deeply desire ownership over this temple because it's part of their ancient culture, deeply revered temple, even though nobody worships today because of the situation there. Now, in the 1860s, in the 1860s, Thailand became a vassal of the French. And even Cambodia became a vassal of the French. So there was French colonization in this region. The king of Cambodia at the time was King Norodom. And so there is French colonization in the 19th century in the region, in Southeast Asia, in what they call Indochina, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, that area. Okay. Now, in the early 1900s, maybe 1906, 1907, around that time, maps are commissioned. The government of Thailand, which is under the French, it asks the French government to do a survey in the region, a geographical survey, topographical survey, and create maps of the region. Okay. Now, at that time, the border between Thailand and Cambodia, the two kingdoms, was defined in such a way that the Priyavihar temple was on the Thai side of the border. Okay. It was on the Thai side of the border. It was not on the Cambodian side of the border. Since the 1800s, mid-1800s, the Priyavihar temple was on the Thai side of the border. Now, in the early 1900s, 1906, 1907, the French government made a bunch of maps, maybe 10, 11 maps of the region. And these maps were then used by the government of Thailand for various purposes, okay, officially. And out of these 10, 11 maps, one of the maps produced by the French government showed the temple on the Cambodian side of the border. And the Thai government, for whatever reason, continued using these maps. They did not protest. What is the reason for that? I'm not sure. Maybe they were scared of the French government. Maybe the French government was too powerful. Maybe France was too powerful. Thailand was a vassal. Whatever the situation was, they did not protest and they kept on using these maps in an official capacity. Now, in the Second World War, Thailand was on the side of Japan. Very bad, very naughty. Yes, if you are on the side of Japan, you're very bad, very evil. So Thailand was on the side of Japan in the Second World War. Japan lost. And in 1946 or something, there was an agreement in Washington or something, in which the Priyavihar temple was given to Cambodia, officially on the maps. And Thailand had not protested the 1907, 1908, whatever year it was, that map, that one map. So it was said that now it's part of Cambodia because you have not protested for 40 years or 50 years or whatever. So it becomes part of Cambodia. Then in the 1960s or something, uh, it is the Priya Vihar temple is declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Not declared, but it's there are some moves towards that. The World Heritage Sites started off in the 60s or 70s or something. So around that time, when this becomes a thing in the UNESCO World Heritage Site status thing, that's when the dispute flares up again. And Thailand protests. It says that this should be our territory, and that's where the protest. That's where the issue becomes open again. And in 2008 or something, there was a big flare up. Maybe it was then that the UNESCO World Heritage status was given or whatever. But there was a bunch. There was some protests by Thailand in the 1960s or 70s, and then there was a major escalation of the conflict. Hot conflict, military conflict. In 2008, several soldiers died on both sides, etc. And then the International Court of Justice comes into the picture, and they say that this should be with Cambodia. And then the conflict simmers down, and now it is again simmered up again. Not simmered up; it's flared up again. It's gone to hot war scenario a couple of times this year. Right now, it's again hot. And Donald Trump apparently had ended that war, but it started again. No, apparently he's tried to end it again. Let's see how it goes. But the issue, what is the root cause? The root cause is foreign meddling in the region. And today, Thailand is the much more powerful nation, and Cambodia is militarily much weaker. But this conflict is simmering, and Thailand is not given the go ahead to take the temple through military means, even though it was on the Thai side of the border in the 19th century, etc. So this is an artificially created conflict. It has been created by foreigners drawing lines on maps, okay, and then arbitrarily putting one thing on one side, and after a few months they put it on the other side. That's sort of nonsense. The Europeans are responsible for most of the conflicts that exist in the world. It is their legacy. Now, who is right, who's wrong? I don't know. It was a Khmer temple. The Khmers were Cambodian. Well, from today's perspective, the Khmers were based in Cambodia. Angkor Wat, where is it? Cambodia, right? Not Thailand. But it's the same culture. It's the same civilization. It's our civilization. It's our culture. So I think who should mediate? Should Donald Trump mediate? Who the hell is he to mediate? He's an outsider. I think the only nation that actually can mediate in this matter is India. That India is a secular nation. We are secular, so we will just urge both the parties to not fight. Please don't fight. Please negotiate. Blah blah blah. India has still not reached that stature. India still doesn't have the civilizational confidence as of today to put itself forward and say that let me end this war for you in a proper way. So what is the resolution? Well, both sides want it. Maybe both sides should govern it. Maybe that should be the resolution. It's not an India-Pakistan situation where you have two sides that, two nations, one artificial, one not, and both, one side wants to kill the other. Cambodia doesn't want to kill Thailand, and Thailand doesn't want to kill Cambodia. They just both desire this temple. Maybe there should be some kind of joint sovereignty or something in a way that is dignified for both sides. Something like that needs to happen, because anyway, it is shared culture, shared heritage, shared civilization. But there may be a geopolitical angle to this. Cambodia is more aligned with China, and Thailand has been, let us say, aligned with the US since the end of the Second World War. So maybe there is something to do with that. Maybe the United States wants this entire region to be destabilized, maybe to keep China on the back foot. And next to Thailand, north of Thailand, we have Burma, where there is more destabilization happening, which is spilling over into India and Manipur. So this entire region, maybe in the coming years, will be more and more destabilized because of external forces, because of major powers that want to destabilize the region for local powers.